It is time for Boom Bap. All right, guys. So we are in, and as I said in the intro, you know what type of time it is. It is Boom Bap time. It's Boom Bap time. So without further ado, let me show you what I am working with. So we're using Heat Up 3. Then I have Labs as I want for like the touch of things. You know what I'm saying? This is how we're gonna start this one off. We're gonna start this one off with Heat Up 3, but Lab is my touch. Have Omnisphere for filling in the gaps. And let's go. So right off the bat, guys, I'm going to pads and I'm going to Bad Christmas. I'm going to Bad Christmas. Reason why I like Bad Christmas is because I used it once before and I just like the sound. Even though I didn't use it for a boom bap beat, I think I used it for like a chill hop or something. So let's go to piano roll and yep. Now for the boom bap, now guys, what I'm gonna do is, as I told you, for boom bap, it's basically like creating your own sample, right? So I'm just gonna use this sound to lead me on. I want da da da. Right. Right? Just like that. Just like that. I want something just like that. Something just like that. Since I'm creating a sample, I want it to be somewhat repetitive, but not too repetitive. Right? So now you want to keep it short. Why I kept it short is so it could be duh instead of duh, duh. Right? So we're not prolonging it. So let's just copy this out and shift it over. Now some of you might say like it's kind of like making trap. Nah, not really. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower these a little bit, so we just have a little bit of variation going throughout the song. You know what I'm talking about, right? So now as I have it cloned, I'm gonna go over to my clone section. But first, what I usually do is I bring this up from 5.0 to 1.5, and I usually route these. So I'm gonna route these real quick, bam, and I'm gonna route this over here, bam. Make sure everything's sent to its bus, right? Now let's go back to our sound. Yep. Now what we want is I'm gonna layer it with another pad. What you want is a pad that's opposite of the pad that we just used, right? So now we have beautiful, because when we mute that, we have beautiful, because for this sound, what we're gonna do is we have to alter it in order so the drums can really push through on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower this sound mostly, because yep, right there. Now the gap that we want to fill in is I'm gonna fill in this gap right here with something from Omnisphere, really. So let's see what we want from Omnisphere. Let's find the secondary sound that's gonna help mesh this together. So I'm choosing maybe organs But whatever I choose, you know, I'll get right back to you guys. All right, guys, so I'm back, and this is the sound I decided to go with. I went in Mucus and Pipes from the organs in Omnisphere. So, and this is what it sounds like. Let me just mute everything else. No, let me play it with it and then mute it. So you see. Right? You notice how it fit that pocket right there, right? So now the other pocket that I'm really trying to fit is just this pocket right here. Even though I fit this pocket right here, I need to fit this pocket right here. So how I'm gonna fit that pocket right there is with something from Labs. Now what I'm thinking of going is I could go that. Just something subtle. So let's see what we get here. I just want the tonality to match. So we're trying to get the tonality to match. So let's see. Need something striking. Something small. I'm liking the sound of it, but I am going to switch it out because I want it to be more recognizable, guys. A little bit more recognizable. I could go to piano, but in this, you ever feel like in some beats you want to go different from the norm? And the norm for me right now, not the norm, but the norm in most things is usually pianos. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I just want something different than the piano. Let's go. Yep. Just something subtle, guys. Something subtle, just like that. Now, I gotta save the beat because FL Studio be acting up. It could cut off in the middle of this video and I can never get the beat back. So I gotta save the beat. So yes, melodies is pretty much done, guys. I'm gonna mix it so it can seem more like boom bap, more action towards the boom bap. But right now we're working with a good sample. All right, guys. So give me a second. I'm gonna mix the beat, and you know, I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I'm back. I am back. I got the mix all queued up, and just for good safe sakes, it doesn't sound right, but yeah. I switched the sound from something in pipes. What did I have before? I had Mucus and Pipes, so I switched it to Short Boys Leslie. And then what I also did was I did my bass. Now my bass pattern was basically this pattern right here, elongated. What I mean by that is this. See it? And I dropped it down an octave. And that's basically my bass. God. Nothing really changed. So then now, let me show you what I've been working with. I do have to fade these a little bit, touch them up. I didn't touch them up yet. So for the first sound, I do have it rocking through a EQ. Nothing too crazy. As you can see, nothing too crazy. And I also hit it with Decimort 2. CMI 2. Now, we move on to the organ. The first sound was the pads. Move on to the organ. Now for the organ, I pretty much kind of did the same thing, but just went a little bit more tighter on the basically on the highs. Hit it with isotope vinyl. You know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the wear. Got the wear in. Then I moved over to my reverb, a basic plate, nothing too crazy. Kind of just how stock is. Just raised, touched a little bit of things. Now for the fourth sound, which is basically the trumpet going once. I just touched up an EQ. Didn't really shelf nothing. Didn't really do nothing to the shelves. And I hit it with Vince's verb just to give it that subtle pop out. And for my bass, nothing's on it yet. It's just a regular bass. It's just a regular bass, and I put the bass down. So, and for the routing, what did I route it to? I just have reels. I just have reels for the routing, guys. Just have reels. Just got reels. Nothing too crazy. And with that, you get the sounds to sound like this. Yep. It is drums time. Now, we're going to be exploring Illmind Black Kit 9 because I never really use it. So, I just want to use it. I see I got a hi-hat here, but... this might be it. Let's fill it 2 steps. Let's come over here. Let's hit the shift tool slightly since it's boom bap. Now we're coming left, right. And the reason why these are a little bit off is because since it's boom bap, I need that real human touch. I need that real human touch. Not like lo-fi where I gotta follow left and right, just purely just going along the lines. With this one, I'm giving it a different rhythm. So Yep. Now you want the reverb to hit it with the air when it comes from boom bap. You want the air. So far so good. Now we want the snare to match the vibe. So how we get the snare to match the vibe is I just bring it down a little bit. Let me just mess with these a little bit. Cause I know how I need them to sound. Especially my fourth sound. I know how I need it to sound. I know how I need it to sit because I've been doing it for a while. You know what I'm saying, guys? So now, back to the snare, right? We want the snare to sound like how we need it to snare, and it's for boom bap. So instead of lo-fi, how we usually just cut off a bunch of it, we're just going to cut off a little bit. Just a little bit. Come, hit it with a little bit of reverb, because we know it needs the reverb. We know it's fiending for it. Yep. I like that. So we have no. So you want now for the snare, we might change it because it's we're not gonna change it. We're just gonna flatten it down. It's peaking. It's too crispy a little bit. Too crispy. Believe that or not, too crispy. I need to change the snare. Snare change, guys. Gotta change the snare. No. Yep. Yep. Let's charge this laptop. Laptop is going without charge. So we're getting the kick down pat. Once we get the kick down pat, you already know I'm gonna show you guys. What you need is something soft. Something strong but soft. Like, and it needs to be layered with something. Yep. Now we want the out. I want it out. Bring the in just like that. And pitching it up a little bit. Sending it to 5. I'm liking it, guys. I'm liking it. For the sound, though, for one of these pads, yep, I'm gonna change one of the pads so it just sounds. The sound is a little bit less spiky. So Bad Christmas turns into Left Alive. And if you ask me, we're pretty much done. If you ask me, the boom, we're pretty much done, guys. We made it. We made a good one. We cruised up. We started shifting towards the end because it didn't sit too well. So when something doesn't sit too well, you have to adjust it, just like how I did. Now, I'm just gonna put it all together in the arrangement format, and I'm gonna send it right back to you, and so you can click the final product, so you can hear the final beat, ground team. You know it's much love from your guys, Zeffy here. You know it's much love, and I definitely want to see you guys back. So enjoy the beat, guys.